a copy of the minutes meeting.
Don't forget your mics.
Is there?
I know. I'm going to give you all spoons for Christmas.
You've all received a copy of the September 13th minutes. Are there any additions or corrections? If not, we can entertain a motion to accept as presented. Been moved by Councilwoman Dembski. Is there a second?
A second.
Second by Councilwoman Prosser. Comments? Comment from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Yeah,
The 13th, you weren't here. At the budget ones.
yeah, the regular meeting. No, didn't you have something done medically? Okay. All right, been moved, and we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. That motion's carried. Bill, I just want to warn you that that's the price you pay for retirement. Forgetting when things happen. And others in the room need to remember that too. All right. Before we move on to the additionals and the appropriations, Janelle Graber would like to make some comments to the council. Good morning.
No, push the button and you'll have a blue light.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I am humbled and gratified that my family and me, I know it had my name on it, the resolution, but it's all my family, received recognition from the DeKalb County Council. It was so meaningful to me, and during the official ceremony that Rick attended, it brought me to tears, and that's not easily done. I've been that fire really toughened me up in lots of ways, and I just want to tell you how much we appreciate the recognition and what it means to my family. And as a little background, I just want to say I was born at Sacred Heart Hospital, went to J.E. Ober Elementary, knew the Yard family, just had that opportunity. My family moved. I attended Fairfield Elementary, Ashley, and then eventually DeKalb Central High School. My family lived in Corona, so we moved from Garrett to Corona. I have a sister that lived in Butler. My grandson and his parents live in St. Joe. And so I feel like I know the rich history of DeKalb County. And that's why this was one of the most meaningful awards that I received. I'm a blessed woman. I always have been. And my goal in life was always to be a good and faithful servant. Faith, family, community. And that's how it will continue to be. And I just want you to know the heartfelt gratitude that I have for this significant recognition in my life. And I look forward to living out my life in DeKalb County. And I thank you so much.
Thank you, Janelle. Okay. Now, moving on, there are no additionals. Now, we're not going to think about it. It's only been 2 weeks since the last meeting. So just a meeting without additionals is a good thing. We do have a transfer, and this is transfer within the Community Corrections State Grant. And there are 5 items. I assume we can take these all as one. And your dear council members, DeKalb County Community Corrections would like to request the following transfers. Transfer $1,500 from 9127.11684 residential supervisor to 9127.11686 residential supervisor. Transfer from 9127.11698 residential facilitator to 9127.11689 residential facilitator. Transfer $700 from 9127.11698 residential facilitator to 9127.11690 residential facilitator. Transfer $8,500 from 9127.10750 part-time to 9127.11050 overtime. Transfer $1,000 from 9127.11100 holiday to 9127.11614 administrative assistant, community service coordinator. The above transfers are necessary to cover the 8 remaining day pays left in 2022 budget. This will keep each account from going into the negative. Respectfully submitted, Michelle Fosnall, Executive Director, DeKalb County Community Corrections. I have a motion to approve this transfer. Been moved by Councilwoman King. Is there a second? Second by Councilwoman Dembski. Discussion? Comment from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor of this transfer signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. That motion is carried. We got about 20 minutes before the first public hearing, so let's jump down to, let's jump down and take the 2022 salary and hourly wage ordinance. We've got 3 readings on that one. Ordinance number 2022-OCC-11. An ordinance amending the DeKalb County 2022 salary and hourly wage ordinance, DeKalb County Council. The DeKalb County Council hereby establishes the following salary and hourly wage ordinance to become effective for pay period 12/19/2021 to 1/1/2022, paid on 1/14/2022 through pay period 12/4/2022 to 12/17/2022, paid on 12/30/2022. It is further ordained that all salaries and wages shall be paid bi-weekly, 26 pays. It is further ordained that any employee hired after the date of this ordinance will have 1 pay period withheld for audit purposes. It is further ordained that compensation of employees and elected officials may include, but not limited to, if provided and meets eligibility, a stipend, health insurance, health savings account, professional certifications, educational advancements, and per diems, regardless of the source of funds for which the money is paid. Now therefore be it ordained by the DeKalb County Council that the salary and hourly wage ordinance for 2022 budget is hereby amended to include the reclassification listed and/or that the employee will be paid within the range represented from the federal minimum wage to a maximum of the dollar amount set forth on this ordinance unless amended. Treasurer, bookkeeper, projects deputy, WIS category set at COMOT C. This will take effect in the 2023 budget. Probation, supplemental adult juvenile probation, user fee probation, veterans court grant, family recovery court grant, probation state grant. Deputy probation officer, probation, $2,135.15 biweekly. This is due to the current employee obtaining a master's degree, which requires a 5% increase in base salary. I have a motion to approve ordinance 2022-OCC-11 on first reading. Been moved by Councilman Van Wy. Is there a second? Second by Councilman Yard. Discussion?
Yeah, is this the appropriate time to address employees? Does that cover all the salaries?
No, it's just those two. That's
those two.
this
Okay.
year's. That's this year's.
Okay.
And the
Oh, should we jump down to
issue,
2022?
yeah, we jumped down to the 950.
Okay, gotcha.
Because there's going to be other discussion on the other one. And the 5% with the master's degree, those standards are established by the state. So that's why that is in there. So I have a motion, I have a second. Any other discussion?
In the bookkeeper projects deputy, that's a full-time position, correct?
Yep. And this actually takes effect with the new budget.
They haven't hired anybody for that
I
position.
think they're transferring somebody, aren't they?
They used to pay 2 people out of the position. So they're not adding.
And it is in the new budget with this title. Any other discussion? Comment from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. That motion is carried. We do want to suspend the rules and, what was that? Donna, did you have? Okay. Okay. We need to suspend the rules and read this on the next 2 readings by title only. If I can have a motion to suspend the rules. Been moved by Councilman Van Wy. Is there a second? Second by Councilman Yard. Discussion. Again, this needs to be unanimous. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same. That motion is carried. Ordinance 2022-OCC-11, an ordinance amending the DeKalb County 2022 salary and hourly wage ordinance, DeKalb County Council. Can I have a motion to approve this ordinance on second and third readings? Been moved by Councilwoman King. Is there a second? Second by Councilman Van Wy. Discussion? Comment from the public? All those in favor of passing ordinance 2022-OCC-11 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same. That motion is carried. All right. We are on hold until 9 o'clock. Unless you want to start discussion on the other salary ordinance and then come back to it later.
At the 9:20.
Yeah, the 920, that one. We can start that discussion now, but we'd have to come, if we don't finish it, we'll have to come back to it. All right. All right. So we have the salary and wage ordinance for next year, 2023, before us. And we do need to read this on second and third readings. There is a concern from at least one department where we have, because that department was already in the dollar amounts that were within the wage study, they initially weren't going to get a raise at all. But then we did pass a 1% raise for those individuals. However, there is one individual there that is still going to actually be behind because of the increase in health insurance. So they have asked that we do something with that one issue. Bill talked to the department head. I talked to the department head yesterday. Just, the concern that I have, and I expressed this to her, and one of the other things that I expressed to her was that she was not here when the original job classifications were done, the job descriptions. And I said one of the issues that they might want to do is go back and look at the job descriptions of these 3 individuals and make sure that they were appropriate. I suggested that she get job descriptions because even though we're in the classification of counties within a certain size, the job for all 92 counties is essentially the same for these. I said, get the job descriptions from some of the other counties so that we can look at those and see if they're appropriate. So that would be coming back to the wage committee or the our HR committee at a later date. And I did talk to Dottie about this so that she will help her with that. But in any case, we need to at least consider what's happening with this one individual.
Okay, so just a second. In that department, there's 3 people that got a 1%
Right.
increase, not just one.
Right.
So there's 3 people. And I just want you to know that I would disagree with the departments, the job descriptions around the county, around the state being the same. They may essentially do the same thing, but like, for instance, my auditor's offices, my transfer deputy may do the same, but my budget deputy or my first deputy, they all do different things.
And I would agree with that. I would agree with that in many of the departments.
Okay.
You have different assignments, different jobs, it's divided up differently.
Right, but that's how it was scores
But
it.
in this particular department,
Got it.
it is very technical. And I would think that what that person does here, that same type of individual does in Allen County. I mean, there's just not going to be a whole lot of difference.
Well, they basically got to follow the same rules. And if those people don't know who we're talking about, it's soil and water.
Soil and water.
And one thing, I pointed out to them is 2 years ago when they hired Nellie, is that her name?
Nellie.
Yeah, that they reorganized everything to get people into certain job descriptions. I don't know, maybe did they fill it out or did the board of directors fill out their job descriptions on that? Because they have a board.
Well, actually, I think Sarah was involved in it.
Okay.
And she, it was at her request that they reorganize.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much time they spent. I just know that Nellie did not.
Yeah,
And as the administrator now, I asked her to go back and relook at those. But there are 3 individuals involved, and fair or not fair, I honestly don't have an opinion on this. The person that's being affected is the longest term employee there and is the only one with health insurance. So she's the only one that suffered of falling behind because of the increase in health insurance.
Yeah, but.
You now know the facts that Bill and I know.
Yeah, but I don't know. I told her to call several of you. I don't know, did she call you? Dave, did they call you? The other 2, I didn't have their numbers. I was really wanting her to call Amy, and I told her Amy Dembski was the one that was behind all this.
And you really meant Amy Prosser, so that's...
They all sound the same. What the heck? No, but I can't me personally, I can't see her going backwards. I understand that we're trying to get this online, but if she's losing $20, I don't remember what the number was.
I think it was $30.
$30 a month or week, or
Bi-weekly.
bi-weekly, we can't let that go on.
We may.
I've got two of his employees. I've actually that I was sick during
Yeah.
That's
the pay
true.
scale. His responsibilities there a little over the external employees. Is the still administrator that oversees all county software support.
Your mic on?
No, and as when
thought
I
we were-
talked,
I
when
thought
I
we were-
talked to Nellie and when I talked to Bill, I said, this is exactly what I was concerned about, is that, okay, one has popped up.
Someone said too, there's one in the clerk's office too.
There could be.
But I don't-
There's
I don't-
no
I don't
way,
know.
there is no way for me to do comparison from last year to this year and go figure out what kind of insurance somebody has for that level to
Right.
know that. There's no way for me to do that without taking,
Now, he didn't mention
Forever.
insurance in here, so I don't know if either one of these have insurance, if they're going backwards. He didn't say that. He just says that it's,
But I do think it's, the department's heads to point this out to us, so we didn't have to do all the research. I'm not coming back on you, Susan.
oh, I know, I just wanted you to know that's why I
And
don't know.
And I understand, but I don't think they need to go back, even if, okay, if it's $30, $60 a month times 12 is $9,000, so we just have to give them a stipend for that or something.
So you're saying that because the insurance went up this year?
That the,
Their insurance, their raise that we gave, and it was a 1% that we weren't gonna give it all.
yeah.
But Bill had pointed out that we had to give everybody something. That person's gonna be, the raise is less than the increase in the insurance.
Of soil and water, all three of these people, I'm gonna assume they're
Yes,
all at the same wage.
yes.
25, for 2023 would be 25.33.
And I don't know how you can raise one and not all three.
That's an issue.
Sometimes that happens.
It does.
Yeah, it's happened to my wife several times.
Yep.
That is the point. Again, how many more are gonna crop up?
The insurance go up.
Pardon?
Costs of the insurance.
Ended up being, what, about 12%?
I mean, it's,
Pardon? I know that,
Which is kind of a normal, I think, kind of a normal increase.
and
well, and that,
Employees, it's not.
well, and,
it's not, but for the last 3 years, the commissioners have not passed on any increase to our employees. So had that increase happened, there might not be an issue, right? Because they didn't increase our premiums for 3 years.
and the average of all of the increases this year was 6.49%. That's $980,000 is what increases we gave. And that's not the exact number, that's a rounded off number.
That's what makes it a little harder. Reading the papers. Top of the list program.
Amy, the exact increase in additional salaries this year was $983,457.
Department head needs to be schooled in that, or the liaison.
I talked to him on, I follow instructions. We're gonna give 4.5%. You know, I followed them and I said, we're gonna use the WISP program and 4.5%. And I told them exactly what, when they come back, said, well, you told us this. And I said, yeah, I was instructed by Rick, so you talked to Rick. He's the one who changed rules in the middle of the game.
I didn't change the rules. I told everybody to stay under that because I knew what the growth quotient was going to be.
So-
But I also knew these were going to vary because, you know, we gave some departments, some employee classifications a much larger increase than 6.49. 6.49 is the average.
The information sent out to the department heads on budgeting is just a guideline as to, you can start here, but not knowing what the study was gonna come back, we had no idea which way you guys needed to go. I mean, in reality, you guys wouldn't have to give them a guidance at all, and then if they all wanted to put in a 20% increase, then you would have lots to cut on budget days.
Well, I always told them to put on the maximum because we don't raise it, we can cut it. But we don't raise it. But, I mean, I understand their complaints, but I can't see not covering at least the insurance increase.
Okay, I'm going to hold that thought, Bill.
Okay,
I'm going to suspend the discussion on this, and I'm going to open the public hearing on the Fairfield Township 2023 budget approval.
do we have that? in
And
front
give
of us?
me just a second here.
It's an ordinance.
This is an ordinance, and in the previous meeting, we were given their actual budget. And I want to read before, I've opened the public hearing at 9 o'clock. I do want to read this information which came to us from the DLGF office. This is just a portion of our instructions based on state law. This is a yes or no petition. The council does not have the authority to change the budget, levies, or tax rates. So all we can do is approve or disapprove of their budget. So ordinance number 2022-OCC-10, an ordinance of the DeKalb County Council concerning Fairfield Township's 2023 budget. Whereas Indiana Code 36-1-3 permits any county in the state of Indiana to exercise any power or perform any function necessary to the public interest in the context of its county or internal affairs, which is not prohibited by the Constitution of the United States or of the state of Indiana, or denied or preempted by any other law, or is not necessarily granted any other law to another governmental entity. Whereas the DeKalb County Council is the fiscal body for the county of DeKalb County, Indiana. Whereas Indiana Code 36-1-23 provides that in certain circumstances, a unit's most recent annual appropriations are continued for ensuing budget year, but that the executive of the unit may petition the county fiscal body for an increase in the budget and property tax levies. Whereas the DeKalb County Council has received a petition from the Fairfield Township trustee requesting an increase in the Fairfield Township's budget and property tax levies. whereas Indiana Code 36-1-23 provides that the county fiscal body may grant or deny the petition only after conducting a public hearing on the petition, whereas the DeKalb County Council has on this date conducted a public hearing on the petition pursuant to Indiana Code 36-1-23 after legal advertisement of the public hearing. Now therefore be it ordained, established, and resolved and ordained by the DeKalb County Council as follows, that the petition submitted by Fairfield Township regarding its 2023 budget pursuant to Indiana Code 36-1-23 is hereby approved and granted. The increase in the Fairfield Township budgets and property tax levies as provided in the proposed budget submitted by Fairfield Township with its petition is hereby approved and granted. That this ordinance is effective upon its adoption September 27th, 2022. Now, we received that budget in a previous meeting, and which meeting was that?
It would have been last meeting.
Last meeting? Well, that's where I'm going here, just a second. I don't have it in last meetings.
He didn't provide 2022 numbers. He provided,
This should be his, shows what the additionals are. What am I asking for? All right. Their general fund budget estimate is $52,350. The maximum to be raised, maximum estimated funds to be raised, including appeals and levies exempt from maximum levy limitations, is $13,705. The current levy is $23,847. Is that a 42% increase, the way
okay,
I'm reading this?
which one are you on right
I am looking at,
now? You got general township fire.
no, this is the general fund.
So general fund from last year, dollar amount was $47,475. And what does that say this year?
And this one is 52,350. And township assistance of 21,750.
And last year it was 15,500.
And the fire is 60,000.
And last year is 55,000.
These numbers, these percentages. Yeah, the levy for the, yeah, it did. Okay,
Yeah,
the
they went
levy,
down.
the levy for the general fund went down 42%. And the levy for the fire protection went up 14.59%. So. Ashley and Corona is their provider. I don't know if there's probably no fire department in Helmer or Hudson to contract with anymore. And the reason that this is before us is because by state law, the advisory board has 2 members that are ineligible to vote on this. And if during the course of the year, they have any additionals that have to come through, they have to come here. Because one advisory board member is the wife of the trustee, the other board member is a member of the fire department that serves that particular township. So that, Darren Yarian, who is, well, his wife is on the board. She's HR director at, or a VP at MTI. Bill Hartman's niece. And then, I can't tell you what the fireman's name is. I do have that.
So what are they seeking the increase in tax for? What are they seeking the increase in tax for?
The increase is for the fire department, fire protection. The general fund is going down. Yeah, if enough, yeah.
Increase.
The current levy for the general fund is 23,847, and it's going down to 13,705. And the current levy for the fire department is 56,699, and it's going up to 64,972. And those, of course, just like our budget, are all things that are subject to the DLGF approval. So once we approve it, it goes to the DLGF, who may or may not cut it back. They won't add to it. So, public hearing is open. Is there any comment from the public on the Fairfield Township 2023 budget? Hearing none, is there anybody to speak against the changes? Hearing none, I will close the public hearing and ask for a vote. Wait a second, I don't have a motion yet. I do need a motion to approve Ordinance 2022-OCC-10, an ordinance of the DeKalb County Council concerning Fairfield Township's 2023 budget. Does this only require one reading? All right, so we don't have to go through the, like the other, okay. All right, we only need one reading on this. I have a motion to approve this. Yep, up or down, we can't change the budget at all. We have a motion by Councilman Van Wy. Is there a second? Second by Councilwoman King. Further discussion by the council? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same. That motion is carried.
When you sign this, go ahead and put "I" beside your name, or however you voted, obviously. Just in case.
All right. I don't want to go back to the previous discussion until we get through our next public hearing, when we've got about 3 minutes until we get to that. It's going to disrupt things too much. I believe that our new people that have joined us want to be part of that discussion. So we don't want to go back. I don't think I've met you before. Nellie, I take it? Yes. All right. Nellie, Rick Ring, I'm glad to meet you, and Julie, good to see you. All right. We're gonna we need to do this airport budget at 9:15, and as soon as we're done with that, we'll go back. We had already started the discussion because of a lull and other things going on here. So we'll take that discussion back up here as soon as we get done with the airport budget. And then if we're still going, if we're still talking, we're going to have to disrupt things again at 9:30 to do the county budget, because that's the time for the public hearing that's been advertised. So what, Bill, have you found something to do here in the last couple of weeks, or? But no, well, you're supposed to be out of that. You don't have to deal with that anymore. Now, seeing as you got rid of everything else, does this mean that you have to milk this one cow by hand? All right, it is 9:15. I will open the public hearing on the 2023 airport budget ordinance adoption. Is there anyone in the public who would like to speak in favor of the airport budget? Is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition to the airport budget? Hearing none, I will close the public hearing. And we have ordinance 2022-OCC-7. This is be it ordained and resolved by the DeKalb County Council that for the expenses of the DeKalb County Airport Authority for the year ending December 31, 2023, the sums herein specified are herein appropriated and ordered set apart out of the several funds herein named and for the purposes herein specified, subject to the laws governing the same. Such sums herein appropriated shall be held to include all expenditures authorized to be made during the year unless otherwise expressly stipulated and provided for by law. In addition, for the purposes of raising revenue to meet the necessary expenses of DeKalb County Airport Authority, the property tax levies and property tax rates as herein specified are included herein. Budget Form 4B for all funds must be completed and submitted in a manner prescribed by the Department of Local Government Finance. This ordinance shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage and approval by the DeKalb County Council. The fund name, Rainy Day Fund, the adopted budget is $735,000. Tax rate is 0. Airport Authority, this would be their general fund, $780,676. Adopted tax rate is 0.0355. Cumulative airport building, adopted budget is $80,000. The tax rate is 0.0030. The adopted budget is $1,595,676. And the adopted tax rate is 0.0385. Can I have a motion to approve ordinance 2022-OCC on -7 on second and third readings? And moved by Councilman Yard. Is there a second? Second by Councilman Van Wy. Further discussion?
If I understand correctly, his budget is actually going down, correct?
The,
I think he budgeted like $84 less than he needed last year. He's raising the levy,
well, the,
asking to raise the budget, or raise the, the levy in order to,
the,
savings.
well, the levy has got to stay below the maximum levy.
Correct. Is that right, though? I thought that he said his budget actually was decreasing, but he's asking to increase the tax levy. It was, I think it was 0.0033, 32.
Well, is that the,
They raised it last
is that
year.
the approved, final approved? Because again, these will go to the DLGF, who will cut it back. I think this is the advertised rate. Again, the final will be what the DLGF does with it, just as it would be in our budget, so. I have a motion, I have a second. There's any other discussion? Comment from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving this ordinance signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same.
Aye.
And motion passes 6-1. All right. What do you know? All right, we're gonna move things around a little bit here. We got 10 minutes before the next advertised public hearing of 9:30. I don't want to get involved in the other discussion unless that needs to be interrupted a couple of times. So I would like to move our break from 9:40 up to now. So if you can all, let's take a break and be back in here by 9:30 so we can open up the next public hearing. Okay? So we are in recess.